Hello, and welcome back to the Misfits podcast, rated 5 stars on iTunes by Titahi. He says, this podcast is one of fun. Mason reminds me of my brother with no hands. Mason?
What? Mason.
Dude, all I can say is thank fuck that I have hands, man.
Honestly, thank God for hands.
Yeah.
I love hands.
Yeah, give it up for hands.
Thank God.
I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Mason, a.k.a. Zuckles, of course.
What's going on, guys?
Jay, a.k.a.
How's
McCreamy.
it going?
Swagger Sauce himself.
Hello.
And of course, we have a very special guest today. It's
Yes,
Michael
we do.
Reeves.
Hello,
Michael
everybody.
Reeves.
How's it going? Hello.
How are you, buddy? How you going?
I'm pretty good. I'm not doing bad. How about yourselves?
I'm very well. Do you prefer Michael or Mike or
Michael's fine.
cool or MR or robot guy?
Yeah, gamer. Gamer's fine.
Gamer?
Yeah.
Gamer.
Got it. Got it.
My legal name, my birth name.
To anyone at home who might not know who you are, which I'm sure is a number that's decreasing rapidly,
Yeah.
what do you do? Like, what's your whole thing,
It's
Michael?
like robots on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like kind of robot guy. It's kind of it's hard whenever someone asks me that question.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking know. Like, what do I say? Like, robot man?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a YouTuber first of all. I
Yes,
guess
yeah.
your YouTube channel is Michael Reeves,
Mhm.
and your content revolves around, I guess, building these
Yeah,
crazy
kinda
robots.
technology-ish
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
How did you find yourself getting into that? And
I worked as a programmer for a while. I worked for the government for a bit actually.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I
best
got
behavior, boys.
quite
Best
bored of it, and so I'd build stuff on the side, and then was like, I'd make a YouTube video of that random shit, and
So
then this started to happen.
You were tinkering at home just with electronics and
yeah,
building,
yeah, very
stuff?
hobby, very for funish.
What was the government work?
It was mostly for like it was in Hawaii, so the government
right.
there is like just like banging two coconuts together.
Yeah.
And, like, figuring out how to do things.
Well-
it was developing like internal tooling for the school systems there for the colleges.
Yeah, they could
Very
have
boring.
used you to maybe improve that.
The missile system.
Yeah, the nuclear missile system.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was dog
Did
shit.
you guys hear about that shit? It was
Not
like
at
a year
all.
or 2 years ago.
No.
Yeah,
No,
Hawaii.
yeah.
What they accidentally pressed a button that
Yeah,
sent
they
out
sounded
like
the
an
the
EMS.
real nuclear missile alert,
Oh my God.
like
Like
alarm,
real,
over
not a
all the
drill.
islands. Yeah, they sounded like the not a drill alert when they were supposed to just test it.
Right.
So everyone was like
Holy
freaking out.
shit.
People were like hiding their kids in sewers and
Yeah.
storm drains.
Fucking
It's
hell.
wild.
People
yeah.
were trying to drive from one side of the island to the other so they could be with their family.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
people-
it was
Wow.
max
Yeah,
panic, dude.
there were
They thought
videos of
thought
people
North Korea
screaming,
shot some
yeah.
fucking
Oh
nukes.
my
over.
Oh yeah, that was back when
God.
North Korea was like
Yeah.
testing missiles in the Sea of
What?
Japan and shit.
Yeah, no, it was
So
legit. It was a couple
it
years
was like
ago.
audible, loud sirens throughout the entire island, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
getting
Yeah, like
alerts on their
EMS.
phones
like
and
like
stuff.
not a test, nuclear ballistic missile incoming.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Well, wasn't it?
Oopsie,
because-
am I right?
Like,
Like,
the-
wow.
big
because when you
oopsie.
test that, you pull open was it like you pull open a screen and it literally says like test, not a test or something?
Nah, the thing was like really badly made. It was like hyperlinks on the screen, and like one of like very not intuitive. One of them like was in dog shit language. Like it's really not easy to tell which one was test and which one was not test. So some poor asshole just hit the not.
Oh,
test.
Man, I wonder what
shit.
happened
You
to
think
that
he
dude.
lost his job?
Yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah.
people were really trying to find out who it was. He gave like an interview.
It wasn't
where-
me, bro.
yeah.
Wait,
Very
so
sad.
how long was the place just in chaos for? Was it just a day or?
No, oh no, it was probably only like
Like an hour.
yeah, I'd
Oh.
say
Yeah, it
like
wouldn't
an
have
hour,
been an
or under.
until like the word came out. Like,
Yeah.
no, guys, that was actually a test.
Yeah,
Psych.
I was getting
Psych.
so many people on Twitter being like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, I was not even in Hawaii
Right.
for a month, and because I was on a job in Los Angeles like, for software because I was contracting at that point,
Mm.
and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm not even there." But I woke up to like texts from my family being like, "I
Fuck.
love you, Michael." I was
Oh
like,
my
"What the fuck is
God.
going
that's
on?" guys?"
terrifying.
So your family was all amongst it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were freaking out. Yeah,
You wake up and it's just like 100 "I love yous" from all your
Yeah.
family. You're like, oh, that's nice.
It was nice. I
Very
woke up-
thoughtful.
I woke up after it was over, like after it was
Mm.
confirmed to be a mistake.
Right.
I'm glad I didn't wake up like in the
As in the
midst
middle,
of it. Yeah, I was
yeah.
like fucking calling everyone I knew because all my friends were there too. As
Yeah,
well.
that's
Right.
fucking
yeah,
rough.
very very scary.
Damn.
Wow.
What was it like growing up in Hawaii?
It was nice. It was a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for sure weird. Not a lot of things to do, especially on the island I grew up on, Maui. Like Oahu is a little more urbanized, but I grew up on like the, not fully urbanized one. So there's a lot of, not a whole lot of nothing to do.
Right.
So it's like find little dumb things to do around the island.
Yeah.
Right.
Like drive to waterfalls and break into pools in the resorts was a fun, great
sounds kinda
pastime.
cool.
Great
Yeah.
pastime. Yeah.
What's the population like on the island? Was your school
Maui,
big?
it was like 400,000. So
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
Not bad.
not like a very small.
Do you know how to
island.
speak that language? Is it
Oh
Pidgin?
God,
Yeah.
no. Oh, Pidgin, that's like a
The-
local dialect thing.
Do you know how to?
Oh yeah. It's
Spit some of
English. It's
that?
just like kind of a English, but with like a lot of other
Yeah.
influences. To most people, it just sounds like broken English, but it's like an actual dialect.
Super
Mm.
sick.
Super don't know Hawaiian though.
Right.
That's quite hard.
Were
Yeah,
you-
there's a lot of things in Hawaii that you like don't realize are weird
right
until you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
well,
fuck, one of them. One day in high school, I got to PE class, and it's like an outdoor kind of area. The whole school was like kind of outdoorish, not an indoor school. And like I got there, and the PE teacher was like this 6 foot tall Samoan guy,
Mhm.
and he was just like skinning a fish in the grass, like right outside of the PE room, and it was
as
just
you
like,
do.
skinning a fish that he caught that morning. It was like, hey guys, just go get changed.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
Okay, cool. He gave some of the fish to like his favorite kids in the class. He gave like a 2-pound bag of raw fish,
Man.
Dude, that's a steal.
which is
well,
fucking
like,
disgusting
that's
because then there's
crazy.
kids with like room temperature fish on the
Yuck.
bus that's been there for 6 hours.
Dude, all I got was a sticker. You know, you guys get fucking fish.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was touched in the locker room.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's
lid.
might be the greatest gift of all. Hey, Swagger Souls.
Dude, nothing better than the touch of a gym teacher caressing you as you're trying to open up your locker combo. Keep getting it wrong.
Were you always into robots like growing up, or when
No,
did
I was
this-
pretty dumb as a kid
Yeah?
and into high school.
right? You just like didn't do well in school, or you
Yeah,
just-
pretty bad in school.
Yeah.
Like not great at math, even like to this day.
yeah.
It's I'm not good at like abstract reasoning, more applied stuff.
Yeah, theory
So-
sucks.
Yeah,
dude.
theory
sucks
Theory
so much.
sucks ass.
Mm.
Like if I can apply it to something, it's like okay, I can kind of weasel my way into it. But like I almost failed math in high school. I did fail math in college.
Yeah.
I went to college for 1 year, then dropped out.
Any
Same
good at
here.
logarithms?
Yeah, the fuck thing is, I'm like just yesterday I was like, yeah, I could probably put like fucking the scale for this is probably like natural log, and in my head I was like, what the fuck is natural log? But I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know where to put it. I just like don't know the theory behind
Right.
it. Like I know how
You-
the puzzle pieces work, but I don't know how the Legos are made.
So when you do like a lot of stuff with robots and you're doing coding and stuff like that, do you find yourself going on YouTube or going onto website resources on the internet?
yeah,
and
yeah,
just
you
kinda
gotta look
piecing
up-
shit together.
yeah, you got to look up all the time. Like now, I'm pretty good at software.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to do that for work, so I
Right.
got quite good at that. But electronics and mechanics has always been just a hobby. Like
What-
I've never had to do that in a professional capacity.
Right.
What code do you know? What languages?
I worked in C# for a while, which is like Microsoft's version of
Yeah.
Java. It's a great. I think it's a great language with a great framework behind it. Right now, I think I know Node.js the best,
No,
which is like it's a server-side JavaScript language.
Okay.
It's for like building like web APIs, backends of
Right,
websites.
so like combing through Twitter and
Yeah,
websites and shit. Use
It's
that.
it's for like having the back end of Twitter. Like
Mm-hmm.
the back end of Twitter is built probably in something similar to Node, but
Mm.
Twitter's kind of old, so probably
Yeah.
not Node. But it's a more recent back end
Okay.
language. Yeah, I really like that.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
very nice. Yeah.
What was the first robot you built? Like your first creation? Let's say.
Um,
Can you remember?
God, I don't think I remember trying to build a robotic arm out of really shitty stepper motors when I was in like high school.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. I didn't get into electronics until I didn't get into any kind of technology stuff until like my junior year of high school. So it's still like
Mm.
all pretty recent. Like it's not something it's come naturally since like
Right.
a kid.
Yeah.
So I think I built like a robotic arm to try and help me solder things because I have pretty shaky hands. So
Right,
like when
same.
I was learning to solder, I was really
Right.
shitty at soldering. So I was like,
Right.
give me a robotic arm. It kind of sucked ass because I made it out of PVC pipe and like
Okay.
tinfoil.
Hey, dude.
It
Hey,
is
sex.
yeah, it
Hey,
is
sex.
something.
So what was it that made you sort of, I don't know, fall in love with? I feel like such an idiot. Be like, what made you fall in love with robots? You know? like what made you like figure out like, oh, this is something I really enjoy doing, or that I enjoy just being creative with? Because it really seems like a creative thing for you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think it's sick.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I just like how I like how robots move. I like
Mm.
putting like I just like making things, putting
Mm.
things together, making them work. is super fun for me.
Yeah,
So
just tinker toys and Legos, dude.
yeah,
Except for
just, like,
adults.
big boy Legos.
So were you into like Legos and stuff when you was like?
a little bit?
Yeah.
I was never really good at doing them creatively
Yeah,
though. I just
yeah.
followed the kit. It's I don't know, just something I found that was really interesting.
Cool.
The reason I got into coding was because like I wasn't very good at anything in high school, so I was like, I need a job after this, or I'm gonna be homeless.
Right.
So I just like really stuck with one thing.
Mm.
Really didn't like it at first, but then like as you improve at something, I
Yeah.
think it's really hard to dislike something when you get good at it.
Yeah. Definitely.
So yeah.
Were you learning mostly at school, or was it on your
Oh
own
God,
time
no!
at
It
home?
was the opposite.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
All self-taught.
I would like in school they didn't offer development in my high school, so I just like teach myself at home,
That's
and then I would
impressive.
try to teach myself it. Like it would mess with like my school studies, so like I would start doing even worse in English and math.
Right.
And like they brought me into the counselor's office. They were like, "You got to stop learning how to program." I was like, "No, fuck you!
Oh my
You're
God.
stupid! I don't need to know English. I want to know this."
I'm trying to make a robot that's supposed to do my homework and get me straight A's.
Trying to make
Can't stop
robots,
working on it.
loser.
Don't you see my
Yeah.
plan? Like,
And I'm very glad I ignored my parents and all of the adults in my life and just kept
Yeah.
doing my own thing.
right. So your parents were pretty disapproving of like.
Oh, they
your-
they didn't like it either because it messed with my grades.
Sure.
Yeah. So, there was one quarter where I was like, I'm gonna try and get better grades, and then I did get better grades, but it made me like worse at doing computer stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, fuck this. We're going back to computers.
It's kind of like the same thing with us, I guess, but for gaming. Like we can all relate with our
Yeah.
parents. Be like, get off the computer. Like
Yeah,
you're never gonna
literally.
do
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
with this.
yeah.
And
dude.
now it's like, oh, it's
back
Yeah.
when I was
That's a good
back when I
analogy.
was streaming and like playing piano and just doing bits and shit. It would be like maybe midnight, 1 a.m. and my dad would fucking come and knock on the door and be like, "Get the fuck off the computer and go
Yeah.
to sleep and all that." And now look where we are.
exactly. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
important. I think like that everyone finds some kind of creative outlet, and
sure.
I think a lot of parents just don't understand that that's actually super important and might be more important than some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, you always got to kind of respect like your parents are putting you through school. You should
Yeah.
probably try to get your
At
education.
least
but-
the high school diploma.
yeah,
At least the high school diploma.
yeah, like get it done, but
Yeah.
pursue your passion, like for real.
Yeah.
Like don't.
Hey, dude, pass with C's. Do your thing.
yeah, you heard it here first, guys. All the parents like, I hate these guys. My kid's gonna stop listening to this show.
Nah, kids, get good grades. Smoke weed after you've proved you're not a fuck up. That's what my dad told me.
Cheers to
Yes to
that.
that. And so, what made you want to like start making videos and get into YouTube and entertaining people with these robots?
It was like I said, it was from boredom, and
Mhm.
my normal job was getting quite boring. Didn't like my boss much for programming, so I just wanted to do some purposely stupid projects on the side. So I was like, fucking build a robot that does, X or Y.
Right.
And they got pretty stupid, and I was like, you know what, I'll put this on the internet, and give some
Yeah.
people a chuckle. And Reddit just kind of took that from there, and
Yeah. Yeah. What was your first video that you?
it was it was a robot where it detected your face and shined a laser in your eye.
Yeah, it was
Oh my
fucking
God.
That
amazing.
was
Fucking great.
that was something. I made that in my college dorm room
That's
out of a pizza box and some shit.
Wait, it's shining a laser in your eye. So how does that work? What,
Like wherever you were in the room, it use facial detection. So detects where your face is, and then sends that, and then processes that data and says like, okay, scale that to like a X and Y coordinates on a little, like a motor, right?
yeah.
One motor controls like X,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
a motor sitting on top of it controls Y.
Yeah.
So then you can get like anywhere in like 2D.
Yeah, yeah,
So it just sees where your face is and then says, go to these coordinates.
It shines a fucking laser in your eye and
Yeah,
blinds
yeah,
you.
So it's an aimbot.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
the
an
IRL
aimbot.
aimbot.
Yeah.
What kind of laser though? Like
What?
kind of laser? Like
Very weak, not enough to hurt.
Okay.
you.
Yeah, you wouldn't,
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to
Blinds
actually
people.
fucking blind
Yeah,
people and
I
cause
got in
irreversible
some
damage.
trouble for that. Like people were like, "You shouldn't be doing this."
Yeah.
It was like the weakest 5 milliwatt laser, undervolted.
So literally, like, it would just shine a light in your eye and
It
you
was,
just go, ah,
yeah,
fuck.
it was like, and it was annoying, but it was under the safety threshold
That's
of
hilarious.
lasers. Yeah.
Like I've seen quite a few of your videos, and you seem to have this really like funny, natural kind of charisma with the camera. Did that surprise you at all, or have you always felt like you were pretty good at entertaining and being on screen? Or
No, I don't. No.
well, because you have like a very, I think, good sense of humor, like a
I
great
agree.
energy in your videos.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, crackhead energy.
Crack
Yeah, that's kind of a meme, right? The
I think
crackhead energy.
I like I don't know if I have like any natural ability. I used to like doing presentations in school, so maybe I mean if anything that's where yeah, just pretend I'm doing presentation. I used to like doing like really funny presentations for classes.
Right.
So
So when you're filming, do you feel like you're pretty much just being yourself, or is it?
yeah, I'm just being myself. You know,
Right.
like cracking some meme jokes here and there,
Mhm.
trying to just come up with some good stuff.
Yeah.
I like to have a good idea of where the video is going in
Sure.
you know like my head. So the story structure is pretty important.
I
for me.
recall a really early video of yours where you shot like it was like a small like penis thing. It was,
Yo,
it was like
yeah.
a small penis toy. You
Yeah.
shot it out of like a cannon or
air
something.
gun?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
an air
yeah.
gun.
That was fun.
Yeah. Well, what were you in that video? Because I remember you being really, really young.
How old?
Yeah.
I haven't been doing YouTube for like 2 years.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You look, hey man,
I was like 19 or 20 in that video.
you look so much younger.
Oh, I was definitely like 20.
Mm.
Yeah, 20 or 21 actually.
Right.
It wasn't a long time ago. That was when I was living on Oahu for a year.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, not the island I grew up on, but the more populated one. God, I hated that
Yeah,
island.
but I could
What a
tell. I could
awful
tell even
fucking
from
island.
that video that you've gotten like way more confident in presenting and way
Yeah,
more
I think it's-
creative
you
in the ideas
You
that
get
you're
used
doing.
to it. Yeah. I definitely like to keep it interesting with the ideas, especially. Yeah, I don't want to show people like the same shit over and over, and
Yeah.
I don't want to do the same shit
Yeah.
over and over.
Mm.
It'd be real boring.
It's pretty much. It's always kind of you just filming on your own, right? Like
Yeah,
solo
pretty
stuff.
much.
Do you like fuck up a lot, or feel like you have to repeat?
Oh
shit,
yeah,
or,
I'll take
a lot of takes.
I'll take like 50 takes
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Especially if it like is if the robot like won't behave. The one or I had to do
That's so funny.
the fucking the
Smack
idea
it.
printer in my last video. Like I had a thing where I shredded people's
Yeah.
ideas. Like it printed out someone's ideas
Yeah.
from Twitter, like the screen grab, and it just fucking shredded it down a conveyor belt into a shredder.
Mm.
That's
But like
hilarious.
the conveyor belt was the most. The conveyor belt was fine. Like I built the conveyor belt, but like the shredder, like the opening to the shredder is like a centimeter, so the consistency of the paper was such bullshit. I took like 70 takes to get that.
Really?
To get
Wow.
that thing to get it like perfectly in
Oh my
there.
god.
That one fucking sucked.
Mm.
I think that's the most times I've tried to film something
Just very tedious.
ever. Yeah, it
process.
was at like 4 in the morning. I was
Right.
like, please
Wow.
fucking work.
Just trial and error until you get it.
Yeah, finally.
What
finally
was,
did
what
it.
was a project that you think you spent the most time on that gave you the most headache?
But I think the in past it was the I made a machine that picked the stabbed tomatoes out of salad
Oh my
with
god.
it's like a big metal spike, and it would just spike the tomatoes out of salad. It was like it's kind of similar vision system where it'd see red and it would like go over to the red and then spike them out.
Mhm.
That one, the software for that alone took like a full month, like a full 4 weeks to just write the
Fuck
code
me.
for it. And then it
Really?
was like I had to get a 3D printer and then like rip that like heating part off of it and like 3D print a piece for like the 3D printer body where it was like ran the thing that held the piston and then like I had to figure out the electronics on the board for like how to actuate the piston and like the right and I was like fucking hacking G code together, which is
God.
like the printer language.
Mhm.
I was like figuring all that out. It was very rewarding though, really interesting, and I think I learned a lot on that one. But
Right.
now the longest one and most difficult one is the one I'm making now, I think.
Okay. Can we
is,
talk about that?
Surely surprise.
Oh yeah, that
Well,
one's, that
when
one's
do
a good
you
old
think it'll be out?
surprise. Huh?
When do you think it'll be out?
I don't fucking ever. I never goddamn know. It's gonna be something. It's just
Okay.
like very difficult on like a tech side.
Okay.
Like taking a long time to build everything. That'll I think that'll come out in like 2 or 3 weeks. Hopefully.
Mm.
Hopefully.
Well,
I haven't
this-
even started on the video.
That was the
Yeah.
idea you were pitching to us at dinner, right? With what you were doing.
I think
with
so.
Reddit.
No.
No, not
different
that
idea.
one.
Totally
Oh,
different.
wow,
No, yeah,
really?
different idea. That one's gonna be like a long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's gonna be something else.
Mm.
It's like a side meme.
I'm really excited for that one.
yeah, me too. That's gonna be
Yeah,
funny.
The flip side to Swagger's question, I guess, is like, what's your favorite video you've made so far? What's your favorite project you've worked on? The thing you're like,
You know, the tomato one was really rewarding. I think my favorite was I made something called Trigger Me Elmo.
Oh yeah.
That was it was like it was an Elmo doll that detected your race and then insulted you based on your race.
You're kidding.
Oh yeah, so
How did
Yikes.
and that was fun. I really liked that one because
I
it was
love
an
the sound of
idea.
that one.
Who did
Yeah.
you get to do the lines of the?
Oh,
of the
I got like
insulting?
some voice actor guy on Twitter, which was great. At first, I asked my audience to try and give me lines. I got the worst fucking Elmo impersonations you've ever heard. Some of them were all right, but
Oh my god.
I liked that one a lot because it was an idea that I had with my friends, like before I knew how to do computers whatsoever. So it was just like a stupid like brain dead joke we had with each other. And I was
Trigger
like,
the Elmo.
now it's a real thing. It's very cool.
It would be amazing to just replace it like a couple of Elmos on the shelves of
Yeah,
Toys R Us
yeah.
and watch the
Oh,
chaos
can you
unfold.
imagine?
Just fucking with you.
I want Elmo to call me a white ass cracker. I need that in my life.
Imagine that.
Was that like, I don't know how edgy the insults they were.
Oh, they
Elmos
were
really
they were edgy for white and Asian, and then like when I held up a picture of like someone who was African American, I was like, I respect your culture.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
so
You're
it
rich,
was-
valuable. Like it was just nice to the races that I was not.
Sure.
That I am not. Only mean to white and Asian, which I am.
Hey,
so.
that's fair.
'Cause you can't
Yeah.
be racist to white and Asian people. Never forget that, guys. Oh,
That's hilarious.
Do you keep your things once they're fully made? Your projects, like do you keep them around? Do you have like a
Sure.
room somewhere that has them all sitting there?
Not. They usually go by like the wayside and storage somewhere, or like I take them apart for parts. Like if I
Really?
need parts out of them, then yeah, I just like rip
You
them
should
apart.
auction them.
I've thought about it, and I was like, oh, this is way too dangerous
Yeah,
to give to
dude,
some
true.
kid.
Someone just sit on the chair that has the pistons that chucks you off and they'll
Oh,
break
yeah.
your neck.
That was fun. That was dangerous.
Hey, what was that one?
It was when you sat in the chair, two of the legs were pistons and they would shoot out and launch you off the chair.
Fuck.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was a chair that you can't
Hilarious.
sit in because it would kick you off.
Right.
Pretty good.
It broke immediately.
Yeah, it did break, didn't it?
Yeah, it was the wood broke. All the electronics and mechanics are fine.
Do you have like a team, or are you eventually going to have a team that'll help with like bigger projects?
I don't know. I mean, it's cool that I like doing stuff by myself.
Yeah.
Like I'll be kind of pissed off if there's a part to a robot that I don't
Yeah.
like know well. It'd feel I don't know. It'd feel kind of weird unless like it were like one that I physically couldn't do on my own.
Sure.
And then I think I could make the team element kind of fun, like
Mm.
bring someone in. So
Yeah.
I have an idea for like a team,
Yeah.
kind of like a large scale video with like a team of people.
Mhm.
I have an idea for that, but just like for a one-off video where the
Yeah.
team is kind of like the center of the content
Right.
instead of the thing being the center of the content.
Weren't you living with William Osmond for a
Yeah,
while?
I was living
Yeah.
with William Osmond.
In a way, I'm sure that would have been a team because you're both tech savvy, and I think if
Yeah.
you both had issues with either one of your projects, I'm sure it could have just
Yeah, we helped each other out quite a bit on like I'd help him out on software stuff. He'd help me out on mechanical and electronic stuff.
That's cool.
'cause
How long
that's
were you
his
living with
focus.
William Osmond?
You know, I think we lived together for like a whole like I'd call it like a year and 3 months,
Yeah,
something
just
like
about.
that. Through a couple houses. Yeah, it was nice. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
Still talk with him.
How did
here
that
and there.
happen?
His house burned down,
Yeah.
so needed a place to live, and I was moving to California.
Mhm.
It's just like,
It just
hey
worked
man, you
out.
need a place to live? Yeah, let's get a
So you
place.
both just pitched in?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, easy.
Went together well. We'd met like once before that. And was like, fuck it, let's move in together.
Yeah,
It
man.
was quite cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
good
Like-
experience.
I guess the news now is that your new team is offline TV,
Yes, I'm living with
Yeah.
Offline
Yeah.
TV.
which is very cool.
Yeah,
Um,
they're a great set of people. They're
Yeah.
really
How
nice.
did you kind of fall in with them? Like,
I was actually a fan before I started doing YouTube,
Right.
which is wild. I don't bring that up often. Cringe. But
no,
yeah,
that's
they were interested in my stuff. Like Lily DM'd me,
Mhm.
and like I DM'd her back with like me, and I had their merch, and like I was like.
Oh shit! No
Sent
way.
back a
Yeah.
picture of myself wearing the merch. I was like,
Mhm.
"Hey,
That's
I'm a
sick.
hey, how's it going?"
Cool.
Yeah, it's quite cool. And then just hung out a bit and realized we all kind of mesh very well.
Right.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, you and Lily are publicly dating now,
we are. Yeah,
which is
publicly
very
That's really cool.
adorable. Everyone's very much
Yeah.
enjoying
I
it.
ship it. I stand it
dating.
hard.
Thank you. I stand as well.
Like, how did you get to know Lily, and like when? Because I don't really necessarily want to go into this, but
Mhm.
Lily obviously had a bit of a bad breakup situation earlier in the year. Like, I don't know, like how did you guys end up connecting? Was it during that Japan trip or?
Well, no, we're just we mesh together well as friends.
Mhm.
I think in any relationship, personally, I need to be friends with the person
Sure.
first and foremost. Like we need to be good, solid friends.
Yeah.
And we just mesh well together, and found we had feelings, and the rest kind of history.
Here's his
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good
you know how
friends
you get a
first.
girlfriend? You call her a crackhead as many times as you possibly
Yeah,
can.
yeah. True.
I'm writing this down.
Very
You
good.
guys, that's where you are.
You guys are very cute together. The streams are adorable. They're all over
Yeah,
Twitter.
it's so fun streaming with her. I
Yeah,
love
dude.
being on her streams. It's very fun. Yeah. Also, I can't really stream myself because of our internet being so goddamn bad at the offline TV house.
What's the situation with
yeah,
that?
what?
I've been hearing about it.
Yeah, it's just like the internet will cut out randomly for the other people in the house. It's like I just don't want to start streaming and have it be shit right out of the gate. Like it's
take the data away.
yeah.
You're splitting it up, aren't you?
I don't even know if it's that. Like we've tried one person streaming and it's still dog shit.
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah,
just
we know
high-
all
Yeah,
about
well, we
internet
know
problems.
that struggle.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
we had Misfits House in Melbourne, we were promised that we had access to wired internet. So like straight up, what NBN?
Yeah.
is what it's called. So that's
was
like the
really good.
wired, the perfect like it would have been 1,000 up, 1,000
Yeah.
down. We were like, oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
gigabyte, easy.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it never happened. We would have
Lame.
had to pay 12K. And
That's
then
really
wait
bad.
wait 2 months to have
Yeah.
contractors come out, dig it
Oh,
up,
yeah,
and
yeah.
connect it. And we were like, no.
We were
So
thinking about getting a fiber line as well, and
Yeah.
but it just takes so much time.
it's so much
Yeah,
time
it's
and so
nuts.
much money, and then by that point, you're like, is it worth it with just like 6 months of good internet?
Yeah, I know.
What we ended up getting were boxes, 4G boxes, and we would just fill it up with data and then let that,
Really?
do what
Yeah.
our stream. So you could have a
Not too bad.
stream and a whole computer that's just off of a box with a SIM card in it. It just has to be in an area with good reception.
Oh,
It's
that's
very
good to know.
expensive though.
It was
'cause, yeah,
fucking.
you
It's
gotta-
like you want to stream, $80 taken out for the stream.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Did that for what? 7 months, 8 months?
yeah. Not a fun time. Not
No.
a fun time for the Misfits. Well, I mean, it was a fun time, but
It was a great time,
know-
but internet-wise, no,
Oh,
it wasn't
dude.
fun for
ISPs are
for
scum of
Mr.
the earth.
Fortnite. Need 10 ping.
It's really
Yeah.
bad.
It was a little bit, a little tumultuous.
So going back to the your videos and stuff, have you had any ideas that you've scrapped because they were like too hard or?
God, I really wanted to do baby killing drone.
That does sound useful.
Baby killing
I hate those
drone?
things.
Yeah, it was what it sounds like.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I was like, man, this is probably not a good idea, and also very difficult to make. So I was like, I'll let that one sit by the wayside.
What about a drone that detects if you cough and then it starts spraying you with like
Disinfect.
Lysol.
disinfectant and Lysol?
It's like pouring
An
hand
anti-coronavirus
sanitizers.
trendy.
drone fleet.
I'd be doomed. I'd be absolutely doomed.
I usually kill the ideas before like they get too far.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take it out behind the shed and shoot it. Like I can usually prototype all the technology. I'm like, is this gonna fucking work? Because I don't want to start making the video and then have to scrap the video.
Yeah.
Because that would piss me off. So I've been pretty alright with like just
You're really feeling it out, and then
yeah. If I know it's not gonna work like technologically. Because it's spooky to be like, oh god, I could work on this for like 3 weeks, and then in the end it could
Yeah.
not work.
Yeah, it could
and
not
I'd
work at
fucking
all.
hate
And then it's
that.
just a
That would
waste of
piss me
3
off.
weeks.
Yeah, so I like to like really vet it before I get super into
So
it.
you properly like go in, drop schematics, diagrams, try to
It's
examine,
something
see how
like
it can
that.
work.
Something like usually chug a Red Bull and read through documentation for a night, but yeah.
I don't feel like we can just glaze over this baby killing drone idea.
Oh, yeah?
I feel
Yeah,
like I need
no.
an explanation as to what the concept was, and
Just like
How
a-
were you trying to execute
Kills
it?
baby.
yeah.
like a drone that like would like detect a baby, like
Okay.
see a baby
Yeah.
and then fly over to it and just like
So-
with a piston spike.
Oh,
A spike.
Yeah.
Spike, a big
Okay.
spike.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I would be worried, like, with that flying around. Like, what if the software has a bug in it and it detects your face as a baby and then flies over your head and impales you with a spike?
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
concerns.
there's one that could have gone wrong.
A lot of
huh?
reasons I didn't do it, I guess.
See, well, the
Like,
fucking
suppose.
the government would go after
I
you.
suppose it would be on like a little fake fucking like one of those babies you get in school and they tell you to take care of.
Easily
Um,
would have gone on the news. Easily would have gone on the news.
Oh my god.
The robot gets let loose and just starts
Yeah,
killing
imagine,
people.
imagine, like it flies out the window and just starts targeting children.
Oh my god.
Because yeah, I mean, what would be like the recognition for a baby? Like chubby cheeks, bald head, sort of like no wrinkles. I mean, how would it actually scan?
That was probably the problem, right?
It is, when you do like computer vision stuff, it's all machine learning, so it's really hard to program something to say like detect a face. But we have facial detection on our phones, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very fast and very efficient. So you can't just be like, okay, it has two dots like about that far apart, and it's like, okay, what if you get further from the camera? And what if someone's like missing an eye? And then like people's facial structures are completely different. So you instead of hard coding it, you make something called a neural net, and you just like dump a shit ton of like pictures of faces into it, and it's like train it like this is a face. Give it a picture of a dog. It's like no, that's not a fucking human face.
Right.
And like you just do it over and over again, and eventually it adapts. I'm not great at machine learning myself. So it's one of the areas that I want to get better at, but. The general concept is feed like shit tons of data into a neural net, and it should be able to detect, make differentiations. It's not just for image recognition; it's for all sorts of things. You can teach it to do.
That's just
fucking
crazy.
anything. Yeah, it's very interesting. Really cool. It's general purpose.
I don't understand the whole like piston idea though. I was thinking like heat-seeking missile or laser or just like gun, just like drone with a gun. Perhaps.
Have you seen the one movie? It's like about killer drones where this guy makes a fleet of drones and they're like maybe like this big, like nickel size, and then they fly into your head and like let out a round that shoots.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's like a short film, right?
Yeah, but
that's good.
Fucking very plausible.
Yeah, very plausible.
plausible.
Yeah,
and
truly
really
plausible.
Because it'll just recognize whatever they want to kill, and then it'll avoid everybody else. Just go.
Yeah, really spooky kind of stuff.
Yeah, fucking crazy, dude. The world in 20 years is gonna be something else, eh?
Oh, this guy's gonna be like dominating everyone. There'll
be no babies.
Evil dictator, 0 babies allowed, no tomatoes and salad for anyone.
No tomatoes and salad. Nobody can sit down. The chairs kick you off.
No seats. Just ruthless. Oh man, what was I gonna ask you? Fuck, I suck at being a podcast host. You know that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh no, here's what it was.
Shit.
Did you ever watch Codename Kids Next Door growing up?
Yeah, I did.
That was a good show, and
I
just feel like
Dexter's Lab.
Yeah, I watched all that kind of stuff. All those memes.
I get a really big Dexter's Lab vibe from you.
Yeah.
Real mad scientist.
Yeah, I try to be like Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron. Yes.
Dog.
Those are honestly kind of the big three for me. It was Dexter's Lab, Codename Kids Next Door.
Surely you must do a bit where you sit down and like when you get something you go brain blast.
I'm having a stroke actually.
Fucking seizing.
Goes inside your brain, like sees all the like atoms and shit.
It comes out.
Zooms out.
Frothing
Just
at the
frothing.
mouth.
Yeah, just
Fucking frothing in the mouth, cross-eyed. Hilarious.
What do your like parents and family think about what you're doing now? Like how they feel like where you're at? Do they understand it?
I think they kind of. I don't know if they fully really know what I do. Like my mom is first generation immigrant over from the Philippines, so she's like, she sort of has a rough idea. I think they know more of what I do by like what their friends tell them, like because their friends have like kids who sometimes like might stumble upon my stuff and they're like tell their parents, they tell my parents. I think that's like where they get most of the idea of what I do from. It's from their friends. So they sort of have an idea of what I do. I think they think it's all right. They still want me to go back to school though. But
They still want you to go back to school?
Really?
Because I dropped out of college. So
Right.
That was a big thing for them.
Yeah,
You get a college
yeah,
education?
yeah. Filipino mother, college education. They want you to. I understand it, but it was I don't learn very well in school. It's quite hard for me to learn like in a
classroom.
theory kind of classroom.
Yeah.
Like
Same
programming
here.
class is all right. I can sit like if I'm doing something on a computer, I like it.
Well,
but,
it's not like a big like lecture. You're really like to yourself. I took comp sci
yeah.
in college, so it was pretty much you sit down. No one really talks to each other. Everyone's on their laptop. Professor does like a lecture for 20 minutes and then goes, "All right, code," and then you coded by yourself for 40 minutes. I got in trouble, dude. I really wasn't focusing on coding at all, and instead I decided to make YouTube videos. And for one of these projects, I had like a partner, and we were collaborating. And I would ask him, "Hey, how did you do this? Like, I couldn't solve how to do this." Go, "Oh yeah, like just look at my code. It's like that." I'd be like, "Okay." Practically copy and pasted his code for like most of the project.
Uh-huh.
Dude, a week later, I got sent down to like the office, the comp sci department, and the professor was like, "Hey, you copy and pasted this guy's code." And I was like, "Oh, well, he was helping me, and that was the way that he was telling me how it worked, and once I put that in, it started to work." She goes, "Yeah, that's plagiarism." I was like, "Huh?" She goes, that's plagiarism. You plagiarized his stuff." And then I was like, "Oh, like that." And then it was basically me just being like, "Oh, I had no idea. Of course I didn't know. Like, I'm so sorry." We ended up getting like we failed that, but we failed the project. But I didn't get expelled from the program. They take that shit super seriously. Like if you copy and paste code, it's literally
Why were you
plagiarizing.
partners if you couldn't share code?
Because apparently he was just supposed to give me ideas and not
Okay,
actually show
you
me
gotta
his
make
code.
that a little more clear if you're
Well, that's
if
the
you're in a
thing.
group.
That's the thing. They really nailed down that if you were copy and pasting code that wasn't yours, it's literally plagiarism. Do you feel that way?
Copy and pasting code?
Yeah. Just
No,
kidding.
fuck no. Who cares about copy and paste? It's like just share like the ideas. Like the whole idea of computers is like abstraction,
Open
building upon
source,
someone
yeah.
else's. Like I don't know how to write the code that makes the mouse move when I move my mouse on the cursor on the screen, but like some asshole 20 years ago knew how to do it. And like I don't need to know how that worked, right, to get my job done. So I'm building off the shoulders of other people. Like, I mean, if you copy your whole project like at work or something when you're supposed to be doing your thing, then you're like an asshole. But you're supposed to like. I think comp sci is like very different in that it's really nice because you can put ideas in like little boxes and like little in software and like little libraries and be like, this is what it does. You don't need to know how it does it.
Yeah.
You just need to know this is what it does. And so it makes like the abstraction of ideas able to, like fucking exponentially multiply off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could kind of, I guess, see where they're coming from an academic perspective, but at the same time, it's comparable to like, you use calculators to solve like difficult problems. You're not expected to like do all the work anymore. The work's been cut out for us by technology or by
especially
people.
if you're being primed for an industry where you're literally sitting next to somebody who's coding and you go, "Fuck, I'm stuck. What are you doing?" And then they go, "Oh, I'm doing this here."
Exactly.
This.
You need to be able to work in a team as a software developer.
Yeah,
like,
that's why college and higher education is a scam.
It's a fucking scam.
Yeah, dude. STEM is good though.
STEM's sick.
Just.
I think if you have a good comp sci
underwater
program,
basket weaving, hands down my favorite minor.
That's my favorite STEM class as well.
There was literally a thing in my college where if you took a class in puppetry, there was an elective class in puppetry, it would immediately become your minor.
Yeah.
So you could have any major. And then at the end of the year, a lot of people, what they did just for kicks was they're like, "Oh, I took
mechanical minor in puppetry."
My friend was what's it called? Like a engineer, civil engineer. And he was going for civil engineering. Yeah. And he took a fucking puppetry course, like his last thing for his elective. He made some puppets. He like did like a little ventriloquism thing. And he's got a fucking minor in puppetry.
Everyone else is studying for that law exam with their engineering degree. And he's
there
like,
with a puppet.
Guys, I can't come out. I got to study for the puppet show. I got to keep working on this.
Minor in puppetry, dude, so useful.
That's hilarious.
It's interesting to hear that you felt like, I guess, a typical classroom environment just didn't resonate with you at all, like educationally. I was very much the same way. It's such a shame that I think there are so many kids in the school system that just like are bright as fuck and they can do so much and they have so much potential, but like it's such a restricted way to learn anything that it just doesn't work with like half of the people in there.
I'd say there's a lot of there's a lot of kids like who are just assholes, but they could do some great stuff, and the traditional classroom environment's very hard for like a lot of people. It doesn't work for everyone.
No.
It just caters to like a specific group of people who learn very well in that environment. Yeah. And that's really like not everyone. Very few actually. So it's like trying to get these people who aren't like that to be like that, which is just like disenfranchising.
Vocational schools are cool. That's all hands on. Like learn to be a plumber, learn to be an electrician.
Oh, I could
agree.
They
literally sit you up in
Trade
shops,
schools are nice.
And then you just do your shit. It's all hands on learning. It's like, here's theory, but then immediately here's hands on. Here's how you can apply the theory.
Yeah, that stuff is great.
That's how I learn. I'm very hands on.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, one of the biggest things about like going to a regular school for me was you have all the stress and anxiety about all these things you're supposed to be learning. but at the same time, like, you have zero idea how any of this applies to your life whatsoever. You're just kind of doing it because, oh, everyone else is doing it.
Yeah, I'm in school.
It's like, yeah, I don't know.
School sucks.
School sucks, guys.
Fuck
Just
school.
drop out
Hit
of school.
like.
Just drop out of school.
Hit like if school sucks, boys.
I mean, I keep wondering like where the system's going to go and how this education system's going to look like in 10 years. But it hasn't really changed
Probably
very
the
much
fucking
like,
same.
in the last 10 years. So
Bell rings. It's literally school systems. Public schooling was designed to bring people into factory work.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
that's
when the bell
revolution.
rings, you go to your next class. Because when the bell rings, your shift's over in factory.
Yeah, that's why there's uniforms for low
Uniforms
schools.
for schools as well.
Yeah,
Literally priming you. I didn't realize, like, when I'm doing the brand deals or whatever, like those are basically like school projects, where they give you a list of things to do and you're practically graded on it. And then they'll either approve it or say no, go back and do something else. And then when you finish it, you put it out. And I'm talking to our manager, Ryan, about it. And I'm like, it's like I'm doing a fucking report in high school.
yeah.
And he goes,
Except you get paid a lot of money for
yeah,
it.
but he said, yeah, but that's all that high school is priming you for, because when you're in business and you're actually working, you're writing reports and you're writing shit, and I'm like, fuck. So now there's no escaping it.
Yeah, I mean, school obviously does like prepare you in a lot of ways for like, the real world, but it also underprepares you in so many ways for other stuff.
I think online places like Udemy, Skillshare, like those learning websites,
Yeah.
those are very good.
Yeah,
I learned how to code off of just like
Curiosity, yeah.
Indian YouTube tutorials,
Really?
coding tutorials. Yeah. Those, for some reason, there's always an Indian guy doing them, and they're always really good.
Yeah?
Like
Yeah.
for some reason, like very. Yeah, you can learn how to code from fucking YouTube, just like a Google.
Wow.
You don't have to
You
spend
don't
any
have to do
money.
almost anything from
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. Oh,
It's
you
an
can-
online
yeah.
resources.
Yeah,
It's
or you
really
could spend
insane.
like $12 on Udemy or like fucking $15 on Skillshare, and like you can get like real professional stuff, like
Yeah,
better
so
than I would wager to say most college courses for comp sci.
Yeah.
If you can just like do it yourself, 100%
Crazy.
better than a
$12
lot.
to learn how to kill babies.
Dude, what a deal.
Well, that's a
It's a
snag right there.
steal.
Imagine if everyone just had that mindset, would be babyless in no time.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect.
Yeah, dude, coronavirus is sparing the children. Have you heard of that? Dude,
I
the
did not hear that.
Coronavirus really isn't affecting young kids at all.
Really?
Practically harmless to them. Of course, they get
Shit.
sick, but apparently it's not fatal at all. But it's fatal to the old people.
Yeah. Which we can kind of afford to lose. I mean, those
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, dude,
they got
think of
wisdom,
after coronavirus, 6 months, all the boomers are dead. Legal weed nationwide.
but everywhere.
It's gonna happen.
Roadwide. It's very rainy. I wonder if coronavirus will still be happening by the time this comes out. I have no idea when this episode will come out.
Yeah,
but-
Chances are, yes.
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, it was just declared a pandemic.
Yeah, I'm kind of avoiding the news because I'm a big baby. But like, can you explain to me like what is actually happening right now?
Pretty bad stuff.
Yeah.
For those of
man.
you wondering, just in the audio listeners, it's currently March 12th, I believe.
It is the
12th of March.
12th.
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
Yeah, we've been here in LA about a week, and it's kind of right when this coronavirus stuff has been kicking off. Like, what's
Quite bad.
the deal?
Italy's fucking shut
Italy's
down.
fucked. The Pope's fucked. Tom Hanks and his wife have coronavirus, and they're
No, you're not
quarantined in
in
Australia,
Australia.
which is where we have to go. Hopefully, we can get back there.
I hope so.
Fun with
Uh,
that.
and
Travel ban with
NHL
Europe.
and MLB postponed their seasons.
yeah.
But NBA
The
is
NBA is
canceled.
fucked.
E3's gone. TwitchCon Amsterdam gone.
Old people dying.
Old people dying.
Fucking dying. The stock market is
Stock
in a
market's
free
fucking crashed.
fall.
Oh my
It's
God.
wild.
Yeah.
The stock market is going nuts.
Buying
Really?
All
now.
the yeah, dude.
Yes. It's really
I
bad.
can't get my hands on any toilet paper. Thank God I have a bidet in there.
What is this toilet paper thing? I keep seeing
All
tweets
right.
about it.
So
Okay.
some
It's a lot of
fucking
theories.
idiots online were like, "Hey guys, China produces all of our toilet paper, and the factories are no longer working, so there's going to be a huge toilet paper shortage soon. So buy a bunch of toilet paper." And then a bunch of retards
Artificially
fucking-
created a toilet paper shortage.
Yeah, just literally buy. People are going and buying like a year's supply of toilet paper, and people are going there needing to wipe their ass, and they
Yeah.
can't get anything.
Oh my God. I mean, that's people being stupid, right?
Yeah, it's literally people being
being
fucking
very, very
stupid.
Let's go back
Yeah.
to using leaves.
It just leaves your hand, dude.
Yeah,
And-
just a hand, wash it
yeah.
off.
It's simple.
No, it
Soap
is,
and
yeah.
water.
It's like one of those self-fulfilling prophecies.
Mm-hmm.
Like fuck, there was another time. I think it was like everyone was I think it was Y2K. You remember Y2K?
Yeah,
Well, don't
Y2K.
remember Y2K, but you know about Y2K.
Yeah.
And everyone was freaking out, thinking that their water was gonna turn off. So everyone like
Filled
an
up their
hour or something, yeah,
bathtubs.
an hour like before midnight was like, fuck, let's fill up our bathtub with water because I don't think we're gonna get water if like the world gets fucked in Y2K. Then everyone turns on their bathtub at like the same time, and there's no fucking water because you made no water.
Yeah,
so
'cause
it's like,
everyone took
and
the
then
water,
they
and
like,
then they were like,
they
"Oh my
start
God,
freaking out.
it happened!"
I'm right. Fuck. Like,
What?
it's like a self-fulfilling bullshit.
You
it's
guys
like
know
toilet
what
paper.
Y2K was all about, right?
No.
So basically, the year 2000, when it was ticking over, there was a lot of computers that were programmed really to only go up to 1999.
Yeah.
Like they
'Cause they were
really,
saving
yeah,
space.
it was like 98, 99 as the years.
Yeah.
But they didn't take into account what would happen when they switch over to the year 2000.
Yeah.
So what was it, in like 3 months? Like everybody that was working for Microsoft and every other tech company was like implementing fixes to make sure it
Yeah,
worked.
it was gonna be fine, but then
was
everyone was
fine.
like, "What if it
Makes
like
it-
fucking fucks up airplane
Yeah, what if-
programming?
oh
like
my
the planes fall from
God.
the sky and shit."
Yeah.
As if there's not a fucking pilot behind the steering wheel that can just pitch the plane up.
He'd glitch out as well. Be like, oh.
Oh shit!
Starts clipping through the
Fuck,
plane.
my pacemaker went over to 2000. There's people that the stock market would like get fucked because of the programming.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Literally, like nothing happens.
Yeah, like I think there was like maybe a handful of glitches across
yeah,
a couple of websites.
People were selling like Y2K insurance frauds.
Yep.
Wild.
Wow.
There was a law that got passed,
Yeah.
making it so that companies weren't liable for like money lost during the Y2K incident.
Wow.
Nothing
That's
fucked
insane.
up.
Wow, if only Corona Beer had that insurance.
Dude, I mean, I know the coronavirus does seem like one of the more intense things that have happened in the last decade. You know what I mean? Like in terms of
The
disease
media
and stuff.
overhypes it for
but
clicks.
yeah, like
Mm.
as always, it does seem like the hysteria is the most dangerous thing to come out of these situations every
I
time.
agree.
Like it's always the
Yeah.
panic, like the idiots, like buying all
Dude,
the
it's
toilet
gonna be a
paper.
zombie
Dude.
apocalypse, man. I'm
You
going to
know?
Home Depot and picking up a couple pitchforks to
Yeah.
kill the zombies.
Like
Yeah.
I'm definitely like I read an article right before I came to America, like just being like, relax about Corona, like it's gonna be fine. And things have definitely gotten worse.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Escalated.
It's not fun, and it's not like it's completely overblown.
People
but I
just
think
want
it's
to
still,
prevent this spread, which
Yeah.
I understand because it's really infectious, which is the problem.
Yeah,
And if like there's this whole thing about flattening the curve. Have you seen the
Yeah.
graph where it's like people infected over time crosses a line that the healthcare system can provide care?
Mm.
So if less people get infected over more time, then more lives could be saved, but then it draws out the coronavirus,
yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I guess it is kind of easy to be arrogant about it when you're young and you have a good immune system. And you
Yeah,
kinda
there
know
were
that,
articles
like,
being written about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I guess if you have older relatives, it's it's
Yeah,
pretty scary
dude.
for a lot of people.
Yeah, man.
So
If you have people like old relatives or even people with just bad lungs,
Yeah.
it could be fatal. Get pneumonia.
I am curious as to what 4chan's cooking, because I just know that there's something happening on that site around Corona. Where
Have
they're
you seen
gonna-
Have you seen /biz, the business board?
No, I don't.
It
check
was
4chan.
literally every single post was just like a picture of like the Feel Man, like Wojak, like except red and screaming. With like nooses around his neck, guns to their head, and it's just like like Wojak, like that
What?
Feel win, like oh dude, that Feel Man, it's like the white guy with the
Oh,
the
that
really
guy.
sad
Probably.
face.
I've probably
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just a bunch of memes of that all over the business board, and people just screaming in all caps because
Yeah.
the stock market was
Oh yeah,
crashing.
the stock market's fucked.
My God.
Yeah.
Is it a good
it's
time to buy now?
Wild.
It's a shit time to buy
give
now.
it a
Give it a
week.
give
a
it
little
give
longer?
it give it a week.
I think it
wait
could
until
get-
it really bottoms out.
I think I
and
could get
then-
50% worse.
Well, Michael was
And it's
literally
gotten really bad
Yeah.
too.
Michael was literally just outside on the balcony checking his stocks beforehand.
Yeah.
So you're clearly like a little bit into it. Do you
Well, yeah,
invest
I'm
a
in the
lot
stock
or?
market. Yeah, I invest a good amount. I've actually been waiting for like a large dip to happen, so I've been staying very like liquid in assets.
Mm.
So I
So-
made this thing called coronavirus.
Is that your new
Heard of
invention?
this
That's your
thing?
new video.
Imagine.
It was me.
Crashing the stock market with coronavirus.
Yeah, it's gotten really bad. Like
Mm.
some like Carnival Cruise Line is down like 50% of their total value.
Dude,
Wow.
airplane travel is fucked.
It's all fucked, yeah.
They're all fucked. They
Dude,
no
we have to
money.
leave tomorrow.
We have to
Amusement
leave
park.
tomorrow.
On like a
dude.
Leaving
12-hour
at
It's
12.
gonna be hey.
It's gonna be a
It's gonna
cheap
be an
flight.
empty flight, and it's gonna be real
cheap.
cheap.
It's gonna be cheap
Really?
as fuck.
Buggers.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
you
let's
know,
go.
around flight to Hawaii is like $180.
Yeah,
right
dude,
now.
on the vacay.
Surely we take a stop in Hawaii first. Why not?
There's some people vacationing now because I saw an article on like young people vacationing now because this is the only time they'll ever be able to afford it. It's like
Right.
if I die, I die.
Yeah, but
Right.
even that, you're young. You won't even. I'll
That's
have the
crazy.
flu when I'm
Some
when I'm
YOLO
chilling in
shit.
Hawaii. Like
Mm.
you know,
Yeah, I guess.
take another flight, go somewhere else until they just start fucking banning travel
You
across
get
the board.
stuck in
The-
fucking China or something.
Yeah, the problem is really like when they start banning travel and when you can't go from one country to the other. That's when it gets like fucked.
You're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, imagine we fly back to Australia and then they're like, "No, you have to go back."
That would be devastating. That
Yeah,
would suck
it'd be
so bad.
Fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or you have to stay in a hospital for a week and be monitored. 'Cause
Well,
we had like 4 people on our team have symptoms that were really, really similar to what Tom Hanks was experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
they-
we're just telling you this now. By the way, we just had dinner with Michael last night.
Did you find out?
Everyone's fine.
Yeah, they're
It's
fine.
really like, yeah, I've had like this cough and stuff since before we got here, so I'm pretty sure that it's something else. But then again, maybe I just have it completely and I'm just coping. I don't know.
I didn't get sick, but I'll tell you what, if I end up in quarantine on the way back to Oz, I'll actually start punching cunts' heads in.
It's a new symptom.
well-
Coronavirus causes violence.
we want to get ourselves tested, I think, but I'm also scared to get myself tested. I don't
Surely
wanna-
not. Nah, surely
we'll be
not.
fine.
I haven't even tested for STDs, but I need to test for coronavirus for.
Guess we'll just have to see like how much worse it gets. I don't know. What do you
For
think?
sure.
Is
I think it
gonna-
can get worse.
Yeah.
It can get
Definitely.
much. I mean, the reaction's gonna get a lot worse from like older people too. Like a celebrity like Tom Hanks getting it.
Yeah, dude. Well,
freak
it's
out.
all up in the fucking governments of like every country. Like Iran, like their top people have
Oh, yeah, I saw-
coronavirus. A couple people have
I
died.
saw that.
Like fucking what? Like Ted Cruz is quarantining himself because he
Yeah.
interacted with someone with coronavirus.
Oh my god.
Bunch of politicians. Like it's affecting everybody.
Is it affecting the election cycle at all? Like things
Yeah,
like that?
dude. Everyone's shitting on Trump for
Right.
how he's handling it. I don't know how he's handling it. I don't look at the news. I have no opinion.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Very responsible.
Mhm.
All right. Well, enough about our
Yeah.
impending doom. Let's get back to you, Michael. Like, what's next for you? I mean, do you want to start streaming? Are you going to get more into gaming and Twitch, or
I might get into some streaming. I don't know
Sick.
how gaming focused it will be.
Mhm.
Maybe because I like the idea of producing like more content because I only make a video like
Yeah.
once every month and a half or something. So
same boat?
Yeah.
Just write your own aimbot script, dude. Just
maybe
write your own
That'd
scripts
be
for
sick.
games.
That'd be sick.
some like I think some like more low production value stuff, just like streaming. Maybe do games like that.
Like
all
highlights
sounds
kinda
fine to
thing?
me. Maybe yeah. I definitely like to add some other layer on top of it. Maybe some interaction from Twitch chat. I've been playing around with like bots
Mhm.
with Twitch chat interaction, like
Yeah.
some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see what the internet has in store. Other than that, I'm just making YouTube videos.
What's
Yeah.
it been like with like the massive rise recently?
Hmm?
Have you had to change like your success with YouTube and stuff like that? Have you had to change
Because you're
your
blown up
perspective on
big.
thing? Yeah,
Very
like
quick, very
you've blown
quick.
up massive.
Yeah, I never notice how like it's doing because I make a video and then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's cool, and then I like fucking disappear for like a month
Yeah.
doing another video. So it's never like I never really think about where the channel is at.
Right.
I just like kind of happens. I haven't adjusted much from like when I
Mm.
started. And,
Mhm.
like
That's
I
cool.
have been able to like the only thing that's changed is like my budget's gone up like a little bit, so I can like afford to buy like a little bit more material.
Yeah,
like
better
if I-
material.
not even better, like just like
Just more of
like
it.
it can let me like, oh, I could buy some metal today, and like
Yeah.
I bought like a saw and a drill for the garage. So it's like that's cool. I can buy like some more tools, but you know like the it doesn't cost like depending on the video. Some videos like the cost drastically changes, but
right.
that's the only thing that's really changed.
Do you have like a workshop in the offline house?
Yeah, it's quite nice. I
That's so cool.
in the
Oh,
garage.
it's cool as fuck.
There's my upstairs has like a little like for small things like a laser cutter and a 3D printer up
Mhm.
there, a bunch of like small tools, and then downstairs it's got like a a nice saw, like a drill press, a bunch of like bigger things down there.
Any complaints from the other tenants in the offline house about the noise? Because I was talking to Pokey last night, and she said that the walls are very thin.
The walls are very thin.
and that
in
you
this
could just
house.
hear everything.
Yeah, well,
and you're down there like
thankfully, my shit, both of the rooms that I use to do things are far from Pokey's room,
Okay.
which I think has the largest surface area, so she can hear a lot. And the people who it's next to is Yvonne, and Yvonne is up until like 4 a.m. every day anyway.
Okay.
So
That's
she
convenient.
she
You're not
lets me.
bothering
Yeah, if I'm very scared about bothering people, so I try not to make too much noise like at night.
Do people ever come in and out, see what you're working on, or is it like a top secret thing?
Sometimes they'll come in, but like no one really gives a shit about the garage.
Yeah,
Like
cool.
Scar came in for the first time in like a month yesterday into the garage. He's like, "What the fuck? There's a workshop in here
Yeah,
now."
fucking-
Well, one thing I really noticed last night at dinner with Offline was that they really are gamers. Like they spend a lot of like Scar was saying that.
Oh yeah,
you know,
he's a gamer.
He'll just spend
at heart.
all day in his room just
Gamer,
gaming
gamer,
just because he
gaming.
loves it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a real life gamer.
would you consider yourself a gamer?
I used to play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
I play some League of Legends. Like
Right.
still, I played a lot in high school, like a
Mhm.
shit ton.
Yeah.
What's your favorite game that you ever played?
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
I would
Yeah.
say Skyrim.
You-
I've spent like I think my total time was like 3,000 or 4,000 hours on
Wow.
Skyrim.
Jesus.
Were you
I've
big
never
into the
played it.
mods?
No, that was all vanilla
You're
gameplay.
kidding.
Whoa!
No, there's so much to
Yeah, I was
fucking
gonna
do in
say,
that.
really?
I would've
Just
thought-
Never played.
without mods.
You seem like
Never
a mod
played
guy.
mods.
You seem like
No,
you'd be
actually, I
well into
fucking
that.
hate mods in video games
No.
usually. Like I never modded Minecraft really. Did I?
Oh, you could make a killing modding Minecraft,
God.
dude. Mod some
True.
make the blocks fall up. Just do the classic Minecraft butt blank, and then yeah, dude, easy
Make a
couple mil.
killing.
Wait, did you say that you had or you hadn't played modded Minecraft?
And
I
Oh.
don't really like it. I
Okay.
play around with mods, just like, but I never like got into it. I like to
Right.
get sucked into games like Skyrim. There's so much to fucking do in that game.
Dude, but mods on Skyrim is
Make your own
crazy.
Skyrim
I'd
mods,
consider
dude.
like weapons mods maybe to expand like the weapons or armor.
Dude, I
That's
don't
fucking
know.
it.
You're restricting yourself. You should delve
Dude,
into
I
it,
like-
man. Like,
dude, make a mod in,
Dude,
make a
this-
mod in Skyrim where you have like an AK, you just fucking shoot everyone.
There's 4,000 hours worth of content in the base game, so you know.
yeah, I mean,
I was doing all the glitches and shit,
Oh,
the
wow.
fucking infinite enchanting with
Mhm.
the alchemy and stuff. I was super big on that. I fucking love that.
that's cool. I mean, there's content in that as well. People love seeing people like tinker with games and fucking
Hey man,
around with them.
make a new Skyrim playing.
Skyrim,
stream.
Skyrim
Skyrim
Play some
playthrough,
Skyrim.
4,000 more hours.
yeah.
See if you can get the multiplayer mod to work. Maybe do it with Lily.
Oh, there's a multiplayer mod?
Yeah, you check it out. See if you can
That's-
get it going.
Fucking nuts.
Skyrim's
I'm
one of
gonna
those
try that.
games that like will just always be a classic. I feel like any big streamer could be like, "Yo, I'm doing a Skyrim playthrough," and people will be like,
It's been,
"Yes, let's
it's been
go."
ported
Oh,
to
I
fucking
love
everything.
Skyrim.
It's fucking.
I've played through a
yeah.
million times on
Yeah.
that fucking game, and
I've
every
never
Play it on
played
your
it.
desktop,
Yeah,
play it on your
dude.
Switch, Xbox, PS4,
every
your
style,
tablet,
every
your
race. Yeah, your
fucking-
Switch. I can't believe
yeah.
it.
Mm.
Everything.
Yeah, I think Lily and I are actually gonna play Minecraft soon. Like,
Cool.
I'll
Hey,
record
there you
Min-
go.
which is
There you
funny
go.
because we have completely different play styles.
Mm.
She just likes flowers, and I like to go off and like
Yeah.
You'd be
brew a bunch
fucking
of
around with
potions,
pistons.
redstone and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
You should definitely look into like mods like Feed the Beast or Attack It because
Yeah,
those,
dude.
What is
you
that?
it basically just means it adds a bunch of machines and automation.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can do things like build a quarry, which digs like a big block for you, and you can make pipes, and you can see
Yeah,
the
the
blocks
pipes
going through
pipe them
pipes.
out to macerators that crush up the ore to
That's
make
sick.
more that you can put in electric furnaces and
So
That's
you can,
pretty sick.
you can
Oh.
basically make it so you can build an ecosystem where it just plays Minecraft for you. Like, you know, you
just
got
like
power.
real life jobs.
it's a
Yeah.
great curve. It's a
Yeah,
great play curve.
I played a lot of it in high school. It's like, yeah, you get your solar power panels, and then you're powering your. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
good
make,
stuff.
I'd make the
Sounds fun
nuclear
as fuck.
reactors, and then when I'd play on faction servers on Tekkit, so I'd make like this big fucking thing near Bedrock, all the way at the bottom of the map. Have my thing. I'd make a bunch of factories or whatever, and then I have a nuclear reactor power it all. Whenever people were coming to start fuck with me, I just take all my shit, overload the reactor, and then run. And just fucking nuke the entire
Yeah.
thing.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
so
You're a
Oh,
fucking
it was,
nerd.
it was so epic, dude. It was so epic.
You're a fucking nerd,
I had the
mate.
biggest heart on after
You're a
that.
fucking nerd.
You're more into the PvP, right?
Yeah, PvP, mate.
Yep.
In
It's
Minecraft,
Mine Z.
Yeah, mine Z. Zombie apocalypse.
it's the way.
Like what's going on now?
What's going on now?
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
It's spread to Minecraft. No one's safe.
Yeah.
Dude, as soon as I get home, I'm going into hiding.
I understand.
Yep.
I understand. I won't see you for a while.
Yeah.
That's okay. I love you though. We'll text.
Yeah, we'll text.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool,
FaceTime.
What do you do for fun? Like, what are your hobbies and shit?
I play some League of Legends on the side, like I said.
Mhm.
Like I'm all right,
Yeah.
like enough to like not be an asshole. Like when I play with offline TV,
Uh-huh.
who are amazing. At,
I've
like, you
never
know?
played, but Pokey's trying to convince like me to be taught by
They're
her.
all quite
Do
good.
it.
I'm like absolutely terrified. I
It's
just can't see the
it's
experience.
fun. Like it's
You'll
fun
get-
when you
you'll
get into
You'll
it.
get shit on.
You'll
I
get shit
will.
on
You'll
for
get
like a
shit on,
long
my
ass
friend.
time.
Yeah, I'm ready to eat shit.
I
But when it
try-
starts being fun, it starts being real
I
fun.
tried it, couldn't get into it. Maybe I should give it another
Really?
try. It's been like 3 years.
It's a.
I love
they
a bit
added
of
so
League.
much. I took like a 2 or 3 year hiatus
Garen.
actually,
Yeah.
so it's probably around the same time. Yeah, that's a blast. I play a lot. Yeah, like Minecraft or sorry, League. Watch a lot of YouTube
Mhm.
when I'm just trying to have
Vsauce?
fun.
Vsauce Michael?
Oh, some Vsauce Michael in there.
Nothing beats a Vsauce Michael
are your
while you're,
favorite
while you're
YouTubers?
high as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, who would you say
Yeah.
would you be your inspirations, like YouTube wise? Do you?
Oh,
anyone
my
come to mind?
favorite YouTuber ever is was Filthy Frank.
Oh,
Really?
Sure,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you.
All time. He's
You've
just,
definitely got that edgy humor about you, which I love.
Mm.
I think he was just like the greatest YouTuber that like could have been on that platform.
Yeah.
There will
oh,
never
yeah.
be another Filthy Frank
Never
ever.
be another.
He left
guy.
his
Ever.
permanent mark. I think he
He really
definitely changed
did.
a generation of internet kids for sure.
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah, he really did lose Mark. I thought his content was just fucking something else.
Yeah. What do you think about his music career now?
I think his
Joji?
music's actually really great.
Yeah,
I
Joji's
listen to it
fucking
constantly.
amazing.
Yeah,
Of all-
Joji's wonderful.
Of all the people you would expect to like flip their career like that, I did not expect Filthy Frank to be going from eating vomit cake to this very serious, like
Yeah.
incredibly talented musician. You know, it's
Very, very
Big
cool to
change.
see.
Yeah.
Do you have any biggest aspirations like on the platform, or you kind of just seeing how it goes?
I just want to like have fun with it, make some good memes,
Mhm.
make like some real good
When
memes.
you're doing that.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Like the fish one.
Pretty much it. Huh?
The fish one.
The
I like
fish
the,
one?
the fish meme. Where you threw the fish in the water.
Ah, yeah, I threw that
Yeah.
fish real hard in the
Wait,
water.
what's the fish meme?
What'd you say before?
Huh?
Didn't you say like be free or some shit?
Yeah, be free.
Yeah,
He's
be
gotta go
free.
home.
Was
with
that
his
when you
family.
was that when you made the
The
gas
gas-powered.
powered fishing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
that was-
fucking funny.
That was
as-
fucking amazing.
That was the most infuriating thing I've ever built. That was the most fucking rage-inducing thing. I cut out like 5 or 6 days of just like me trying to make it and being pissed because it wasn't working. Like we cut out all the sad
It
shit.
wasn't bad.
Right.
It was not like the axle kept breaking and it just was ass.
Didn't you just find the shit too from
Yeah,
like
you
your
found it,
backyard?
like, just what? It was in your
Oh
backyard?
yeah, because
Just
it was
scraps.
back
That's
in my parents' home in
insane.
Hawaii. So it was like, fuck. There's no tools here because my parents don't build shit.
Right.
So I was just like banging hammers together, like going up to the shitty hardware store.
Mm.
Like none of my like tools I usually have. Like usually I'll be like, oh fuck it, I'll just 3D print that, laser cut this,
Yeah.
and like
but you were primitive technology out there
yeah,
essentially
I was
with sticks
banging
and
rocks
stones.
and shit
yeah.
together, coconut.
That's so
Wait. So
funny.
what was actually the end robot or machine? What?
It's like a gas powered fishing. It was like a fishing pole where when you pulled the trigger, it like automatically reeled the line in instead
Yeah.
of cranking it.
I see.
It's like a weed whacker motor.
Wasn't
on that
casting
thing.
it a pain in the ass?
Oh, it was a huge pain in the ass. That whole video was a pain. in
you
the
should have had it
ass.
like on a spring or something. You could just launch it.
Oh yeah. We also only had like a few days to do it.
Oh yeah.
Like my friend Maya, who was helping me with the video, she had to leave very soon after that to like go back to school, and I had to fucking leave because my flight was coming up. So it was like just stress as shit, huge
Yeah.
time crunch, huge pain in the ass.
that
But
must have sucked.
yeah, it was a good meme.
I gotta ask you about that. The little blonde streak right
Oh yeah,
there. When did that happen?
someone paid me $1,000 to do it on someone's stream.
$1,000?
Yeah, like
Wait,
I'm not
That's
gonna.
fucking easy.
Oh,
Got a little
that-
blonde
that's
streak.
it.
I was like, I'm not gonna
fuck
ever
with it.
say no to $1,000.
That's something.
Yeah, for such little work, like fuck yes, I'll do it for $1,000.
I barely even noticed. So
Yeah,
easiest
yeah.
cash grab ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I-
completely worth it.
We are coming to the end of the show here. I don't suppose you didn't bring a taser with you, did you?
I did not bring a taser.
I wish we could end the show with a round of getting tased by Michael
That'd be
Reeves,
fun.
but
Don't we have a taser somewhere?
Ryan have a fucking
Cattle
there's
prod.
two tasers. He had a cattle prod taser
He
and a
did.
normal taser. I bought the normal. We went to a smoke shop actually.
Yeah.
Went to a smoke shop while we were here. Like this was the first night that we even got here before
Mhm.
Boston, and we went to a smoke shop called Smoke for Less.
Mhm.
And as you would expect, it was very cheap. We got some paraphernalia, and then I saw that there was a taser, a handheld taser, and then a giant cattle prod taser under it. So I opted to just get the taser, and I brought it home. We charged it up. It was okay. It worked. But then I told Ryan, that, hey, there was a bigger cattle prod taser. He goes, oh, okay. And so we went back to the shop and grabbed it with some more paraphernalia and came back. And then the guys tried to steal it, and there was a big fiasco. And basically, he ended up tasing everybody. Once he got it back.
It was hectic getting tased.
Yeah, that was an
fucking
intense
horrific.
taser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the offline house the other day as well, and I tried out the little pink taser.
Oh,
you had.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was like nothing compared to that.
The
that
big
cattle
ass
prod
one,
That
yeah.
Cattle
was
prods
scary.
are
Yeah, well, it's like a fucking giant
like-
flashlight baton, and
That's
then
so
you
fucked.
turn it on, and then you just
It's like
put
an
a fucking taser.
in and out of body experience or some shit.
Is it really that bad?
It's like you like jump in and jump
yeah,
out of your
there's
body.
a video of him
Shit.
getting tased in the leg. He literally jumps up like a foot in the air and falls back.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Did you see the vid?
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
didn't realize. I thought you were faking it.
Guys,
Nah, man.
be safe at home with your tasers. Unfortunately, we can't end the show by getting zapped today, but it has been an absolute pleasure talking
really
to
has
you,
been, yes.
Michael.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me on, guys.
Thank
Really
you for
Where,
appreciate it.
where can people find you again? Like, plug whatever you need to plug.
Can just find me on youtube.com/Michael Reeves.
Right on.
Michael Reeves on Twitter. It's just my name. I'm not a very creative person. I've got a
Sure.
screen name. Yeah, that's it. That's my
Easy.
name.
Thanks,
Right.
thanks for watching, guys. Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
for our
guys.
sponsor, gamersubs.gg. Make sure you use code Misfits and get yourself some gamer energy. You can buy our merch at scuff.store.
Sure can.
Great quality merchandise. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.